I'm emotional right now. Don't want to break down.
Daryl Smith showed up to work at the PepsiCo plant on 51st Street in back of the yards on Monday morning, just like he had for the last 29 years. But the forklift operator and union steward soon learned he and 78 other workers were being let go.
We shut the plants down, get some garbage bags, get your stuff out, and leave.
PepsiCo announced that their Southwest Side facility is now closed due to what the company calls physical limitations. The more than 60-year building was used for producing and distributing beverages. Employees have described the abrupt decision as a gut-wrenching shock.
It just made it seem like they woke up yesterday like, oh, we're just going to shut down 51st. Like, that's all, because they couldn't answer no questions. They was like, they don't know what's going on.
You think they would be bigger than this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just messed up on the way they did it. I mean, they could have did it way better.
As if the news wasn't bad enough for the employees, they say they were escorted off the property by Chicago police officers. They indicated that this added another layer of distress to an already tough situation.
Hey y'all, it's Destiny, and take a look at this article. PepsiCo is closing 4 bottling plants and cutting nearly 400 jobs as it streamlines operations. PepsiCo said Wednesday it plans to close 4 U.S. bottling plants and lay off nearly 400 workers as part of its efforts to streamline its operations. The company said the closure will impact 136 workers in Cincinnati, 131 in Chicago, 127 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and fewer than 50 in Atlanta. The Chicago plant is the only one that will fully close. PepsiCo confirmed that closure earlier this week. The company said sales, delivery, and warehouse functions will continue at the other 3 locations.
Now at 5:30, dozens of people finding themselves suddenly out of a job after Pepsi.
It was kind of crazy, like, this is how y'all treat like your employees.
Teamsters Local 727 claims the plant closed without any prior warning. They say at 5:45 this morning, PepsiCo sent an email to union members detailing the plant's immediate closure. But union reps argue that violates the WARN Act, which requires employers with 75 or more full-time employees to give 60 days advance notice of pending plant closures or mass layoffs.
This is the first time I've ever heard of people being told you are laid off effective immediately at this scale with no notice and really no answers of any kind.
This man worked for the PepsiCo company for 29 years, and he tells his side of the story.
I'm emotional right now. Don't want to break down.
Daryl Smith showed up to work at the PepsiCo plant on 51st Street in back of the yards on Monday morning, just like he had for the last 29 years. But the forklift operator and union steward soon learned he and 78 other workers were being let go.
We shut the plants down, get some garbage bags, get your stuff out, and leave.
Another employee talks about his experience.
It was kind of crazy, like, this is how y'all treat like your employees.
These employees were escorted off the property by police officers. Can you imagine being treated like this at a job you gave years and years to?
Teamsters Local 727 claims the plant closed without any prior warning. They say at 5:45 this morning, PepsiCo sent an email to union members detailing the plant's immediate closure. But union reps argue that violates the WARN Act, which requires employers with 75 or more full-time employees to give 60 days advance notice of pending plant closures or mass layoffs.
This is the first time I've ever heard of people being told you are laid off effective immediately at this scale with no notice and really no answers of any kind.
How can this be legal?
PepsiCo released a statement acknowledging that the decision to close the 51st Street plant was difficult, but that it met all applicable legal requirements. Employees will receive their full wages and benefits through December 28th unless they resign before that date.
PepsiCo is saying this is legal because they will be allowing all of their employees to continue to have their benefits and still get paid through December 28th. But the thing these employees are worried about are their futures.
A lot of people want to retire from here. A lot of people have put their kids through school here, bought homes. So you got people living from paycheck to paycheck.
Says while the abrupt layoff did come as a shock, she did notice some cracks in this facility over the last couple years.
You didn't get to say goodbye. You didn't get to say goodbye to your supervisors and You didn't get to say goodbye to a lot of people.
After 33 years at PepsiCo's Cincinnati facility, it's not the send-off Ann imagined, just 6 months shy of her retirement.
What infuriates you is they're standing there and they're just looking at a small group, reading off their paper like it's a prepared speech. But it's not just that 40 people standing there. Every one of those people has anywhere from 2 to 5 people next to them. It's their kids, it's their spouses.
Ann had 33 years in this company and was about to retire in 6 months.
On Monday, Ann, along with a handful of her coworkers, were notified the plant would be discontinuing production operations, leaving her and 135 others without a job.
They have boxes already lined up in the hallway for you to come down the hallway, take a box, go in and clean out your locker, and go. You'll be paid for till December 28th, and your medical will be covered till December 28th, and then that's it.
This company had boxes ready and told them to get their stuff and leave. This is how this company treats their employees. This man worked at the plant for 45 years, and then he just goes to work and finds out that it's shutting down, and he has to leave.
Came to the lunchroom and everybody's there. He says, sit down, everybody sit down. The guy says, sorry, but we're closing the plant. The plant is being closed now.
For 45 years, Juan Gonzalez says he worked as a forklift operator at this back-of-the-yards Pepsi plant. But Gonzalez and several other employees were told this morning that the plant was shutting down for good.
Another employee worked there for 8 years and said he got no notification of any of this happening.
I'm in shock, basically, because, I didn't think this was going to happen. We were given no notification, and I'm working Friday and then can't come and work Monday.
They told us that the plant is not doing good. There's other facilities around that's going to be closed.
Teamsters Local 727 representatives were surprised with the sudden closure that happened shortly before 6 this morning. Union reps say the closure comes just months after finalizing a new 3-year contract involving a little more than 70 union employees. And recently employees were told that this Pepsi plant was doing well.
If you had asked me, is this facility going to be open another 10 years? I would have looked you in the eye and unequivocally said yes.
A Pepsi representative emailed this statement and said the decision to no longer operate at 51st Street is a difficult one. This is a more than 60-year-old building that has physical limitations. Our top priority is to support our employees during this transition.
Pepsi says employees will receive full pay and benefits for the next 2 months, but longtime employees, like 29-year employee Daryl Smith, say more needs to be given to him and his fellow workers.
For people that's been there for 20, 30 years, give us our retirement early. People that's been there lower, place them somewhere else.
I couldn't agree more. Yes, they should retire people that have been there that many years, especially 20, 30 years, yes. And I haven't seen any news talking about sending the employees to different locations. The only thing I saw is they will have their benefits and still get paid until December 28th. People on TikTok were also giving their reaction to the situation.
Pepsi is about to start laying off hundreds of people. The same Pepsi that owns all of the soda companies you can think of, Lay's, Doritos, all these snack things, they're going to lay off hundreds of people. Guess how much money they profited? These people have profited between $5 and $13 billion over the last 10 years every year. Come here. Record profits are unpaid wages. Fuck Pepsi.
Pepsi! You are wrong for this. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Now what I mean, this is what Pepsi did. The Pepsi plant on the south side of Chicago abruptly closed. And I think, as a consumer, we need to abruptly stop drinking Pepsi products. You laid off hundreds of people abruptly. So I think we should do the same thing. Not buy Pepsi products. Y'all supposed to give these people 60 days notice, and you gave them 0 seconds notice. They walking up to the door and finding out that the plant is closed. Yes, Pepsi products need to be, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Nope, don't do it. These workers laid off without notice, and they supposed to got 60 days notice. Y'all knew something was wrong with the building, and y'all didn't do anything to fix it either. Y'all didn't say, well, let me transfer you to another plant, but you didn't. So, let's stand in unity with these Pepsi employees who no longer have a job, y'all. Let's not buy their products.
Let me know down in the comment section, what do you think about PepsiCo laying off hundreds of employees? Do you think there is a bigger reason of why they're doing this? Just let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you in the next one.